Hello everyone, I'm Little Faye. Today, I'm here to share with you a profoundly personal odyssey that has been rife with challenges and yet unexpectedly enlightening. It's a narrative woven with the threads of love, distance, and the unwavering pursuit of true contentment. My husband and I are separated by an immense stretch of over 1,000 kilometers, tenuously linked only by the intangible and often unreliable strength of a wireless connection. Despite the grave apprehensions raised by our well-meaning family and friends regarding the potential agonies and hardships of a long-distance marital bond, the saccharine essence of our love and the youthful eagerness to follow my heart's calling emboldened me to hold on with unwavering determination. I was steadfast in my belief that our love, forged in the crucible of passion and commitment, would ultimately prevail over the seemingly insurmountable chasm of distance. The day eventually arrived when I donned the exquisite veil and became his bride. The initial months of our matrimony were a tapestry of warmth and tenderness that are exclusive to newlyweds. Every stolen glance, every gentle touch, and every whispered endearment seemed to paint our world in the most vivid hues of love and togetherness. However, as he resumed his demanding professional duties, the harsh reality of our situation began to cast its long shadow. I found myself reverting to the familiar rhythm of solitary workdays and lonely nights, with our daily exchanges gradually growing repetitive and prosaic. The once animated conversations that had filled our hours with laughter and shared dreams now seemed to dwindle into mundane discussions of routine and responsibility. My friendships, once effervescent and intimate, began to undergo a subtle yet undeniable transformation. I sensed a widening rift as I grappled with the novel and often bewildering role of a married woman. The carefree banter, the shared escapades, and the spontaneous adventures with my single friend seemed to diminish with each passing day. The once seamless understanding and effortless connection we shared now gave way to polite pleasantries and polite silences. It was as if I had stepped into a new dimension where the language and experiences of my single friends no longer resonated with my married state. During the serene and often solitary evenings, I discovered myself being drawn towards the digital realm like a moth to a flame. In the vast expanse of the internet, I sought connections that could fill the void created by the physical distance that separated me from my beloved. I engaged in dialogues with mature men, drawn to their sagacity, charm, and the promise of intellectual stimulation. Each word exchanged was a step into a world of new ideas and perspectives. I imposed a strict boundary upon myself. No face-to-face meetings. This principle served as a shield, offering a semblance of security and enabling me to maintain a tenuous sense of authority over my virtual interactions. One particular individual, whose words seemed to carry a magnetic pull, captured my attention, hailing from my very own city, a mere 2-hour drive away. He persistently expressed his eagerness to meet. His invitations were persistent and persuasive, but I consistently rebuffed his offers with a firm resolve. Yet, one fateful night, in a moment of vulnerability and weakness, I found myself consenting to meet him at a local hiking area known for its serene beauty and secluded paths. The anticipation leading up to that encounter was an intoxicating blend of excitement and trepidation. I meticulously prepared myself, spending hours in front of the mirror, selecting an ensemble that not only exuded comfort but also projected an air of confidence and allure. I carefully applied my makeup, accentuating my eyes and lips, as if preparing for a grand performance. As I drew nearer to the designated meeting spot, my heart pounded with a tumultuous of eagerness and anxiety. Each step felt both weighted and weightless, as if I were walking on a tightrope suspended over an abyss of unknown consequences. He was there, awaiting my arrival, his stance betraying a mixture of anticipation and nervousness. We embarked on a hesitant stroll together, the silence between us initially pregnant with unspoken expectations, but soon our conversation began to flow seamlessly, like a gentle stream finding its course. He was captivating and engaging, his words laced with wit and charm that effortlessly pierced through my defenses. His every gesture, every glance, and every inflection of his voice seemed to be carefully choreographed to draw me in. As the night deepened and the stars emerged like distant witnesses, we found ourselves irresistibly drawn to each other. Our conversations transcended the mundane and delved into the most intimate and profound territories of our lives. He inquired about my perspectives on relationships and faithfulness with a sincerity that caught me off guard. His questions were probing, delving deep into the recesses of my beliefs and desires, uncovering layers of my psyche that I had long kept hidden. I found myself divulging thoughts that had hitherto remained unuttered, exposing the raw and vulnerable core of my being. His deference and comprehension made me feel heard and esteemed in a way that I had not experienced in a long while. As the night wore on and the moon hung low in the sky, we found ourselves in a situation that blurred the demarcation between friendship and something far more profound and forbidden. He was tender and patient, bestowing upon me a care and attention that I had desperately yearned for in the long months of solitude. In the heat of the moment, I found myself capitulating to the solace and temptation he proffered. The lines of morality and loyalty seemed to blur, and I surrendered to the allure of the forbidden fruit. The following morning, as the first rays of the sun pierced through the curtains, I witnessed his reluctant departure. A tumult of emotions washed over me as I watched him walk away. There was a tinge of remorse that gnawed at my conscience, a sense of betrayal towards the vows I had exchanged with my husband. Yet, concurrently, there was a peculiar sense of gratification and fulfillment, a fleeting moment of escape from the mundane and the lonely. I had ventured beyond the boundaries I had so painstakingly established for myself, and while the encounter had been intense and passionate, it left me in a state of profound introspection and soul-searching. In the subsequent days, I reflected profoundly on my actions. I contemplated my husband's love and devotion, the life we had built together with hopes and dreams, and the choices I had made in a moment of weakness. I felt a sharp stab of guilt that pierced through my heart like a poisoned arrow, but simultaneously, a nascent understanding of my own needs and yearnings began to take shape. This experience marked a watershed moment for me, forcing me to confront the complexity of my emotions and the fragile nature of human desires. This encounter wasn't merely a fleeting instance of weakness or a transitory encounter. It was an exploration of the intricacies of human emotions and the desperate search for a connection that had been lacking in my life. It made me realize that life is not always a linear path of predictability and conformity, but at times, a tumultuous journey through uncharted domains of the heart, fraught with temptation, confusion, and self-discovery. I remain on a journey of self-discovery, endeavoring to strike a delicate balance between the love I hold for my husband and the longing for personal growth and fulfillment. It's a precarious equilibrium, but one that I am resolute in navigating with candor, integrity, and respect for all parties involved.